8 months ago, we launched a little website called the Cruise Globe, and honestly, at that point, we had absolutely no idea what we were doing, and we didn't know if anyone would be interested in it. The challenges we faced since then and the response that we've had is beyond anything that I could have ever imagined. Over 85,000 of you are currently using our website and app to track and share your cruises completely for free. That's about the same as the total guest capacity of the entire Norwegian Cruise Line fleet. Looking back over this story and how we got to here, I just knew that I had to share this story with you. When we first built the Cruise Globe, it was just a little website. We were already used to mapping cruises with the real data that the cruise ships leave behind for our company, the Cruise Maps. On there, we sell physical prints, but we wanted a way to bring these online for everybody to see completely for free. We didn't know a lot about this plan, but we just knew that we wanted it to be free, and I'm so glad to say that it is, and it always will be. I remember thinking to myself, what if we spend all of this time and all of this money building this thing, and then in the end, it's just a website that I use by myself. It felt so personal working on something so much for so long without anyone else involved, and then all of a sudden setting it free onto the internet. It was like our project was finally flying the nest, and I had announced it on YouTube, so there was no going back. The first few weeks honestly were a complete blur. We were answering questions, we were trying to keep up with the site as more and more people found it. It was exciting, but it was definitely terrifying. There was so much to do. Whatever you're imagining, there was more to do than that. And at that point, we had a very small team doing it. As time went on, we started bringing in more people. We started building a proper team with people like developers and map checkers and customer service. Things were starting to take shape, but because there's nothing like this in the industry, there never has been, we didn't know what shape it would take. We just knew that it would be a nice shape. It was so cool to see everybody enjoying logging their cruises, seeing where their ships went, finding out that they went round in a circle and they never knew that. People were sharing their cruise passports, their cruise cards, and I tried to spread the message online about how sharing was the best thing people could do to support this project. Just as we were settling down a little bit and we were caught up with the massive backlog of cruises added to the Cruise Globe, the emails and the messages, they started coming in. I felt like Harry Potter when he starts getting all of those letters that are inviting him to go to Hogwarts. I wasn't being invited to go to Hogwarts though, I was being invited, nicely, to please turn this website into an app. Making an app was a whole new level of expensive and complicated. For us, this was really the point where we had to decide whether we were serious about this or if it was just a bit of fun. We had to work out everything from scratch and find people who knew more than we did. Thankfully we did, and our team are brilliant. We worked it out one problem at a time, and you can now download the Cruise Globe from the Apple Store or the Android Store completely for free. You'll hear me mention a lot in this video that this is free, but I bet you every single cookie in the entire world that I will still get questions about how much this app costs. Please help me to tell everybody else it is free. As soon as the app launched and was downloaded, we started getting messages that said something like, "Hey Emma, this is amazing. I love it. But I would really like to be able to add my cruises from 1997, 1965, 1942. The problem was cruise ships didn't produce the data like they do now back then. It just does not exist. We were feeling pretty clever, but we're definitely not magicians. We couldn't just magic up the data. I knew how important having a full collection was though, it's the same to me, so we decided that we would build it. We used what we did know, which is the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cruises after 2015 to mock up the most likely route of where cruises went before 2015. Now you can go back 100 years if you want to. If you're watching this and you're thinking, Emma, that's great, but I am 100 years old and I took a cruise when I was a baby, email us, I'm sure we can make an exception for you. Generally speaking though, I think 100 years is good enough for most. Through every stage of this, we've been reading every single email that we get and every comment. We've logged thousands of ideas and questions, and our minds are just blown away. There's always so many new ideas. After we had created the app and a way to mock up the pre-2015 cruises, the next requests that we started getting were for things like future cruises, countdowns, river cruises, you name it, and all of those things, we want them too. The list of ideas that we've got is about 10 million miles long, and I love seeing everybody else enjoying this. To me, it feels like this is what the cruise industry has been missing, and we're going to build every everything that you've ever wanted. I spend so many hours checking where the cruise ships are in the live data. When my friends and my family are sailing, I'm always watching them too, and I love to replay my cruises when I come back from a trip. Not to mention, it's a great way for me here on YouTube to really share my trips, and I love seeing the cruise replays showing up in other videos. It's my favourite thing. We've already come such a long way, and I am so proud of our team. The Cruise Globe started as just a little side project, but now it is this living, changing, growing community. It's bringing people together, and I think that's really special. From day one, we knew that we needed to keep the Cruise Globe free to use, and that is still our plan. Up until now, we've been relying on the physical sales of maps and prints and cards to keep this project afloat. The truth is though, if we want to keep growing and expanding and adding all of these new exciting features like future cruises and river cruises and countdowns, we do need a bit of extra support. So what we have decided to do is we have added a membership tier. It is totally optional, nothing will change with the Cruise Globe, and the Cruise Globe is always going to be free. But if you do love what we're doing here and you want to help us grow it, we now have a way that you can do that. We've created tiers with all kinds of special perks like discounts on our print maps, special badges you can share on your cruise cards, and a video podcast with me where I will share behind the scenes gossip that you will not get anywhere else. Every single penny goes straight back into building Cruise Globe because we want to build this to be the thing that you've always wanted, and we want to make sure that it's always free for everyone to access. If you have any thoughts, any ideas, any comments at all, please let us know by emailing us at hello@thecruisemaps.com. We have built and we are building this for you, and you are in control of where it goes next. My hope is that one day this will be a place where you can find and plan cruises. You can add photos, you can add reviews, you'll be able to see where your friends have been on their cruises, their cruise history. You'll be able to see where they are right now. I'll be able to share my Cruise Globe with you in its entirety. We have so many ideas. Personally, I think the way that we currently find cruises is really quite backwards, with the itinerary being almost the last thing that you see. Imagine if you could go on Cruise Globe. You know that you're free in July and your favourite cruise line is Royal Caribbean. Imagine if you could see here where all the ships are actually going. You could find a cruise that goes to specific ports that you want to go to. If there's any ports you want to avoid, you can do that too. It is going to be amazing, and we have some huge plans. When we launched this 8 months ago, I thought that it might be sort of a niche, cool thing for cruise nerds like me. But seeing how many of you have joined and how much you love it, you have turned this into something so much bigger than we ever expected. I have been dead chuffed with the reaction, and that has got to be your Britishism of the week. Here a British phrase is being chuffed to bits, and to say that you are dead chuffed, I think it's just more emphasis, even more chuffed than being chuffed to bits. And chuffed is very happy. It makes me so happy on such a deep level, and if this is the legacy that I leave in the cruise industry, I'm very happy with that. I'm very proud, and this is just the start. If you've logged 1 cruise or 100, I just want to say a massive thank you. You've made Cruise Globe what it is today, and please just keep sharing and enjoying it. Please keep talking about the Cruise Globe with your friends when you're on a cruise, and re-watching your trips too, because it's always so fun to find out what really happened when you were on board the cruise. This is one of my favourite cruises to rewatch because you can see just how close we stuck to the Norwegian coast, and that was because we were on a Norwegian ferry. We had ports on this cruise every single day, with some of them just being half an hour or even less. To find out what it was like boarding a cruise just after midnight, check out this video next. There's a lot of things that I think the cruise industry could learn from Havila, and I'll see you there in a few seconds.